Are you wondering what the price tag was for Kamala Harris's inaugural outfit? How about some of the other outfits she's worn at notable functions? Get ready, because these are the most expensive outfits that Kamala Harris has ever worn. While most people would say that all eyes were on President Joe Biden the day of his inauguration, some would argue that it was Vice President Kamala Harris who stole the show. Her inauguration was historical and groundbreaking, and her outfit was almost as awe-inspiring. Of course, the outfit for such an occasion had to be memorable, and Harris employed the creative expertise of New York-based designer Christopher John Rogers to create her look. As noted by The Hollywood Reporter, Harris paired her Rogers fit with an American flag pin made by designer David Yurman and a string of pearls from Wilfredo Rosado. Because the look was custom, we don't exactly know how much it cost the VP or if Rogers gifted it to her. But given that his designs run at around $3,995 on Net-a-Porter, it's safe to put Harris's inaugural day outfit in that wheelhouse. After a week in which everyone in the country was holding their breath to see who won the 2020 election, Biden and Harris took to the stage and celebrated their victory in an event that was full of speeches and some pretty impressive fireworks. Harris's outfit for such an occasion did not disappoint. As noted by Harper's Bazaar, Harris chose an ivory suit from designer Carolina Herrera, a possible nod to the women's suffrage movement. Here are the outfit details you need to know. The blazer was a tapered, double-faced design that, according to the designer, is an updated take on timeless white tailoring. How much did it set Harris back? Well, it was $2,290 for the blazer alone. Add the trousers at $990, and you have a painfully expensive outfit that few of us could afford. Kamala Harris is known for her Chuck Taylor Converse shoes. Harris has been spotted in the footwear on many occasions, with it becoming a trademark of sorts for her political campaign. But according to the Zoe report, not all of her Chucks are alike, and the one she was spotted in during an October 2020 campaign stop had some details. On the campaign trail, Harris opted for a pair that said 2020 on them, accompanied by campaign buttons. Of course, the VP didn't leave her impressive outfit at just the shoes. She also opted for a $1,180 gingham blazer from the designer AMI Paris. For those of you who got the coronavirus vaccine, did you wear a Dolce & Gabbana suit that cost literal thousands? Because Kamala Harris did. As noted by Sourcing Journal, the VP wore a suit from the Italian designer while getting her second dose of the COVID-19 vaccination. The blazer cost $2,395 on its own, while the coordinated trousers to fit the blazer's microprint cost $875. So while we have all been existing in the same sweatpants since March of 2020, downing boxes of Cheez-Its and rewatching Schitt's Creek for the millionth time, Harris went and became vice president and started wearing Dolce.
Okay, yes, it's fine.
It's not uncommon for politicians to campaign for one another, and that was the case when Kamala Harris went and campaigned for Senator Bill Nelson of Florida in 2018. As noted by the Miami Times, Harris and Nelson stopped at 4 different churches on their campaign tour and were met with some very enthusiastic crowds. According to Sourcing Journal, Harris busted out one of her go-to designers, Acris, and wore a wool crepe jacket and coordinated dress in a gorgeous blue. This was, of course, a couple years ago, and the dress Harris wore is no longer available, but the jacket is available at Saks, so we were able to get an idea of just how much the look cost. The jacket, a 3/4 sleeve look with an open front and silk lining, set the then senator back $2,990. We don't even want to know how much the dress cost. The gray cashmere coat that Harris opted to wear at a drive-in rally in Pennsylvania is literally to die for. As noted by The Inquirer, Harris made a stop at the rally on the eve of the election, so emotions were running wild. Harris knew that it was going to be chilly, so she opted for the gray-toned cashmere coat from designer Max Mara, according to the New York Times. As minted by its description, the coat was hand-sewn and inspired by historic military style. It featured a flared hemline and was brought together with a belt tucked in at the back. So how much did this exquisite coat set the VP back? Hold on to your hats. $6,690.
That's a lot of money.
The DNC is usually a days-long affair with speeches, votes, lots of screaming people, and lots of balloons. But due to the coronavirus pandemic, The 2020 convention was pretty much all virtual. It was, however, still an amazing moment because the world watched as Kamala Harris spoke, addressing her bid to become the next vice president. Her outfit was stellar, but it was her necklace that really stood out. As noted on Irene Neuwirth's website, Harris opted for a pearl link necklace from the jewelry designer, something that Neuwirth is seemingly very proud of. Harris is known for wearing pearls, and this particular necklace in question was 18-karat gold and featured a combination of South Sea and Akoya pearls. It was 18 inches long, gorgeous, and handmade in Los Angeles. The cost? $11,480. Carolina Herrera is a go-to designer for the VP, and it's not hard to understand why. Kamala Harris has a very no-frills, let's-get-down-to-business attitude and approach to politics, and it seems like she has the same approach to fashion. So when she opted for a black bell-sleeve dress from the designer while attending Glamour magazine's 2018 Women of the Year Awards, it didn't come as a huge shock. Harris was the honoree at the event and was introduced to the audience by the stunning Lupita Nyong'o. She spoke about truth, power, and speaking from the heart, all lessons that we can learn from, and did so while looking very chic and glamorous. Her black dress was made in Italy, crafted out of a wool blend, and featured a sweet bell sleeve moment. The cost? $2,490. On the night when Hollywood met Washington, D.C., Kamala Harris did not disappoint. According to CBS News, Harris and her husband Doug Emhoff attended the 2015 Vanity Fair Oscar party and really aimed to make an impression. Emhoff looked sweet as always, but Harris stole the show. She opted for a Pamela Roland gown that featured sheer paneling and sequins, and she absolutely killed the red carpet. The dress was figure-forming without being overly tight, and it was flirtatious without being boastful. Plus, it had a back center slit. So what was the cost of this look? We're not entirely sure as the dress is sold out. But given that Pamela Roland gowns start at a price of $3,300 at luxury retailer Neiman Marcus, it's safe to say that Harris's Vanity Fair look is 110% out of our budget. We have to take it all the way back to 2014 for this next outfit. Kamala Harris was serving as California's Attorney General at the time, and she attended the 45th annual NAACP Image Awards in a spicy little black number. So what did Harris choose to wear for such an occasion? A sparkly sequined illusion sheath dress from designer Monique Lhuillier. Here's what you need to know about the look. The dress featured 3/4-length sleeves, a fitted bodice, and silk lining. Harris paired the look with a simple pair of black pumps and her hair down and lightly curled at the ends. So how much did it cost her? According to Neiman Marcus, at least $2,500. Everyone was talking about the first outfit that Kamala Harris wore on her inauguration day, but not enough people were or are talking about Harris's second look. Harris changed into a gorgeous shimmery dress and coat from designer Sergio Hudson and looked stunning. She addressed the nation as vice president during the Celebrate America virtual inaugural event and looked amazing while doing so. Luckily for us, the designer chatted about the inspiration behind the look. Hudson told Harper's Bazaar, "We kept the silhouette very structured and tailored because that's who the vice president is. But the liquid sequins give her glamour and shine because her influence and the way she's broken barriers is a light for so many of us. She shines so we can all shine." So how much did the outfit set back the VP? $895 for the dress alone, not even including the coat. This was a surprising move from the VP, we won't lie. According to Sourcing Journal, Kamala Harris chose a Dolce & Gabbana sweater adorned with a sneaky see-through lace paneling for her first full day as vice president. She looked stellar, there's no denying it, as she went about her day as the nation's most powerful woman and met with President Joe Biden for their first weekly lunch. But here's the interesting part about this particular look and designer. Dolce & Gabbana reportedly has a less-than-cute past and reputation. With allegations of racism, homophobia, and sexism, the designer isn't super squeaky clean, and Harris is usually very aware of the designers she wears and what they represent. Vittoria Vignone, who runs a blog entitled Kamala's Closet, told Sourcing Journal that she was shocked by the choice. She said, "Dolce & Gabbana are infamously political in a way that is opposite to everything Kamala and the Biden-Harris administration supports, which to me meant wearing them was a mistake. Well, that mistake cost $1,150. We love coats. Kamala Harris loves coats. We should all get together and just share our coats to make things easier. We can supply a clearance rack Target coat, and Harris can supply this Moncler puffer coat that we're dying to get our hands on. According to the style blog What Kamala Wore, which is dedicated to documenting Harris's fashion choices, the VP opted for her trusty Moncler puffer jacket to keep her warm on the campaign trail. While at a stop, she paired the puffer with her statement pearl necklace and earrings, and of course, her famous Chuck Taylor Converse. So what's so amazing about the Moncler puffer? Well, as noted by the coat's description on Neiman Marcus's website, the puffer, quote, is the outerwear equivalent of a little black dress. It features a downfill that's intended to keep the wearer warm and cozy but not bogged down, and it actually has a figure-flattering shape, which is sometimes impossible to find in a puffer. So how much could it really be, you might ask? Moncler puffers start at $1,630. It was quite the monumental moment when Kamala Harris accepted the Democratic nomination for Vice President of the United States. Kamala Harris certainly took the opportunity to shine, and while we've already gone over her necklace, her outfit did not disappoint either. As noted by Vogue, she opted for a pantsuit from the designer Altuzarra in a gorgeous red wine color. At first glance, the color of the suit was just flattering, but Vogue found a potential hidden meaning behind it. The colors of the women's suffrage movement were white, gold, and purple, and given that the suit was a combination thereof, it could very much have been a nod to the women who had come before her. So how much did the symbolic look cost? The suit jacket alone was $1,595, and the pants were $695. But it was a priceless moment, so what else could we have expected? Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more list videos about the latest celebrity fashion trends are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.